right now.
4-time Angler of the Year.
Oh my gosh, I'm shaking like a leaf.
Former FOW Cup champion.
That's what I'm talking about.
God has blessed me so tremendously in my career.
Welcome everyone to David Dudley Outdoors, and this is going to be a follow-up video for a video that I have taken down since I've posted it. It actually went to 19,000 views in a very short time. Within days, it was exploding on internet. But I only feel that it's fair if I do a follow-up video to keep you guys informed on what has transpired. So let me set the groundwork, because this video is not up online to this day. So basically, Mike Surman got stuck on a flat in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And I ended up calling Tom Mansour, who is the owner and operator of this towing service, and his son, Jed Mansour, works for Tom, which is his dad, and Karen Savick, who helps out with the operation. She does the billing. She does, whether it's calling the insurance company. So all three of them are involved in this situation. So called Tom. Tom got me in touch with his son, Jed. Jed came out there, hooked to Mike Surman's boat, towed him off, and when he told Mike Surman what the bill was $2,500. Okay. Well, that's very high in the towing world. I gave a few examples. I said, hey, Ish Monroe ships his truck and boat from Tennessee, truck and boat, to California for $1,500. Give you another example, like shipping my boat from Arkansas, from Ranger Boats factory, to Virginia. So Arkansas to Virginia is $675. Now, I'm not against anybody making a living. I'm not against anybody making a living. I'm not against if Tom or Jed elected to charge Mike Surman for it. Tom has come, he said in quite a few posts that he's towed a lot of people off for free. He never charged them. Jed was running the operation at the time, and I think Jed was the one who elected to charge the $2,500. So where are we at now? When Jed told Mike Surman what the fee was, he said, hey, it's going to be $2,500. Mike looked at him and said, hey, that's a little steep, don't you think? There was some interaction in between it, words that they said. And so it came down to Mike putting the bill onto his insurance company, which the insurance company had a problem with that price. They said within reasonable price that the insurance would cover like a towing bill. Well, the insurance company said that it was way too expensive, that it was not the normal price. So Mike was going to have to pay, he's going to have to pay out of his pocket. We contacted Mike, Karen, and Jed. No phone calls back at the time. We wanted to, just discuss things out. So here's where we're at now. Guys, before you hear the rest of the story, I want to take a second and tell you about the massive lure testing pool that I've built. It is going to be a series that is going to wreck your mind. It's going to wreck my mind. Like, I'm going to be so fair in testing lures, myths, things that we thought of, things that we didn't think of. So make sure before you chime off this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because when this series hits the floor, it is going to be so addicting that even I'm going to watch and binge watch my own stuff over and over again. We are at the point where, and I think it's cool and it's only fair that I'd say this video and do this video. That's what transpired up to now, and I think it's pretty cool that Tom, Jed, and Karen came together and said, hey, let's just rip up the bill. There's no need in charging Mike. They called Mike up and said, hey, you know, we're going to take off the bill. We're not going to charge you. We're not going to, you know, charge you to that fact. I feel that they really felt that they were family. Now, there was a lot of claims, and I think that's awesome, guys. I really do. And again, in being fair and putting this video out is just me saying, hey, here's the second half of the story. Now, there's a lot of stories floating around out there. I took it down. I was pretty passionate. I was passionate in that video. I'm passionate about things. I'm just a passionate guy, guys. You know that about me. I'm a passionate guy. So I am being passionate and saying I think it's awesome. Guys, I give you praise for calling Mike up, telling him to rip it up. You know, I've read quite a bit about, you know, Tom said he has nothing to do with the towing service, but on paper, he is the owner operator of this business. I think his son Jed runs a little bit of it. Of course, he was the guy operating the boat. He's the one towing him off. And Karen is the one who does the bills, the sending out the emails. Like that's her part in it. So it was all three of them together. I don't think it was fair for any of them to say that they didn't have part of it. They were trying to, at one point, put it all off on Jed. But I think it's kind of strange how Tom Mansour called up Mike Surman, if he had nothing to do with it, and called Mike Surman and told him to rip the bill up. If he had nothing to do with it, that would have been Jed calling Mike Surman. But either way, I think it's cool how they came through. And I talked about fishermen being family. I did. I talked about fishermen being family. So here is the second part of it. I hope you guys understand, you know, a little bit clearer about the situation. Great call. I feel it's a great call on their behalf to have them have Mike Surman rip it up. He's not going to have to pay 20 years of upgraded insurance bills. He's not going to have to pay the deductible. He's not going to have to, like, if this was to have went through, like, I feel if the charge would have been, say, $500, we all know we wouldn't have turned that in on insurance because we don't want our insurance going up the next 20 years. We would have paid it out of pocket. So thank you, Karen. Thank you, Jed. And thank you, Tom Mansour, the three of you, for coming through. And I appreciate what you guys have done. Guys, hey, I have just built a massive lure testing pool. If you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you do. We're going to have videos that is going to be mind-blowing. I'm telling you, underwater footage. We're going to dispel myths. We're going to test lures. We're going to study what they do. I cannot wait to start this series of events. So guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for all you do, and I'm out.